I will show you two ways of doing this depending on the materials you have on hand. If you have enough fabric left, you can make a drawstring by cutting the fabric on the bias at a 45-degree angle. This method is great for creating a smooth, flexible drawstring. If you don't have enough fabric, don't worry. You can easily make a continuous bias strip from a small square. Cut a square of fabric in the size of your choice. For this example, I'm using 28 by 28 cm square, which will give me about 2 meters of 3.5 cm wide bias tape once finished. It's always better to go bigger with your square. You can always trim the excess, but you cannot add more fabric once it's cut. First, cut the square along the diagonal, creating two equal-sized triangles. Next, place the two triangles like so, right sides together, and so along. If the seams are bulky, carefully trim off any excess fabric and then press the seams open to reduce bulk. On the wrong side of the fabric, mark parallel lines at your desired width. In this case, I'm doing 3.5 cm. If you end up with a strip that's slightly narrower than your desired width, it's okay, the tape will still work just fine. Now bring the short edges of the fabric together, aligning them to form a tube. Move the edges so that the lines are offset by one strip. Carefully pin the ends to match up the lines. Sew using a 0.5 cm seam allowance. After sewing, press the seam open to lay flat. Now cut along the marked line in a continuous spiral pattern. You will have a long continuous strip of bias tape. Fold the fabric in half lengthwise with the right sides together and sew along the edge with a 1 cm seam allowance. Trim away any excess fabric along the seam to reduce bulk. Here's the trick. Double thread your needle. The thread should be longer than your drawstring. Secure the thread at one end of the tube. Sew it in tightly so it doesn't break. Then gently pull the thread to turn the fabric inside out. Tuck the raw edges of both ends of the drawstring inward for a clean finish. If you don't have enough fabric to cut on the bias, no worries. Here's an alternative using stray fabric. Start by cutting a strip about 3.5 cm wide and as long as you need for the drawstring. First, fold the strip in half lengthwise and press it to create a center crease. Then fold both raw edges inward to meet the center crease. And press again to create neat folds. For clean ends, fold the sides of the fabric strip outward, reversing the pressed fold at the edge. Sew a horizontal line across the folded end to secure it in place. Once stitched, fold the end back to its original alignment and you will have a neat finished edge. Next, sew along the length of the strip, stitching close to the outer edge to secure the folds and create a flat, polished drawstring.